Hello everyone, today I'm looking at Dead Space 2. Now, this is kind of maybe a hot take. I just don't like this game. I really prefer the original. I feel like everything was kind of, I don't know, dumbed down or made more action-oriented. The main thing I really didn't like about this game is the fact that Isaac talks. And when most of your dialogue in a horror game consists of swearing and yelling at the enemy, it's really aggravating, really boring. I did not enjoy it. I mean, to the game's benefit, there are more sections where you're able to do essentially lots more zero G manipulation. In the original game, Isaac was able to just kind of jump from platform to platform, but here you have free roam, and it's really cool, actually. I do appreciate that. There are, of course, some new weapons, some more designs, whatever. The plasma cutter makes its return, and of course there are other characters in the story. And so in this story, Isaac is basically being haunted by the spirit or memory of his girlfriend, and so he essentially has to essentially deal with that specter and how the marker has essentially infected him. It was a very dumb jump scare at the end of the last game, where it's like, oh, she's in the cockpit the whole time. It's really dumb, but in any case, Isaac in this game is now, fully a character, and unfortunately, I really hate his character, and that puts a damper on things. And so now you're on a different space station that is more residential, and it gets attacked by the necromorphs, and everything, kind of goes to... Again, also gone are the iconic hallways and design of the USG Ishimura, the kind of orange monitors and aesthetics, and so now everything is kind of become dystopian and kind of broken. I don't know, I've never felt so betrayed by a sequel that feels so off tone. Like, everything technically is the same. I think, did EA or Activision buy Dead Space? I can't remember, but the tone and style of this game is just so... Oh god, it's so cheesy, it's so forced, this is heckin' horror. The part where you're in the kindergarten part is like, oh, these heckin' babies are now demonic, and isn't that so sick that they're babies? Like, oh my god, dude. And it just feels like it's trying so hard to impress you or make you scared, while the first game didn't need to try hard at all. It simply just did it. So yeah, I'm really not a big fan of this game. It felt like, almost like at certain parts, a very cheesy jump scare horror game. I just really didn't enjoy a lot of it. And I think something that really aggravated me was the eye piercing scene where you have to do surgery on your eye. And I wasn't angry at it because it was super graphic. I was angry at it because I didn't know what you had to do. It said hold down A. So I held down A. I just kept dying over and over and over again without telling me what I was supposed to do. And, I was like, okay. And what you were supposed to do is actually lightly hold A and almost like tap it at certain points so that it doesn't totally, get wrecked, essentially. Also, all the NPCs die in this game in the most Timmy way possible. Like, oh my god, I have one day left until retirement. My wife is expecting a baby. I hope nothing bad happens. It's just like, dude, seriously, come on. Like, have a little bit of subtlety in class, like the original. So yeah, they just took this game and they got rid of the horror and the scary elements. I mean, they still kind of had them in there, but the main focus of this game was, oh yeah, gunplay. We're going to be so friggin' badass and cool and kill as many necromorphs as friggin' possible, because I'm Isaac Clarke the badass that isn't afraid of anyone or anything. I just found it incredibly cringe and forced. The other thing, too, the very slight nuance thing, is they changed the gore mechanic. In the original, it was kind of very, a little bit crimson, but kind of dark blood. But it kind of stayed in the interior and stained the walls of the Ishimura. And here it feels like Modern Warfare 2, where you have black-red jam going everywhere. And again, on the USG Ishimura front, the whole game, you know, the USG Ishimura's interior was very iconic and very interesting. And in this game, it feels so generic. I don't remember any of the environments, save for a few, like the kindergarten and the zero G sections. And there was no continuity between, you know, the areas. I would honestly prefer a game that was in a small, condensed area and had a consistent theme that developed across its usage, rather than a bunch of random, you know, different places. It just didn't feel very iconic, honestly. There was that one part, though, in the Citadel or whatever, where you were able to place like trip mines. I actually did think the trip mines were a pretty nice thing, because you had to kind of go through an environment and think, okay, I know there's always going to be an enemy counter in this room. Where do I place the trip mine so I'm able to like stay safe and also spawn away from the bad guys? So that was kind of cool. Another thing I really hated in this game is how Unitarianism, or the whole like marker religion, has become like a thing. Like I get that it like kind of corrupted people, but the fact that it like outlived the initial Dead Space attack and now is just a standard thing rather than an organic evolving thing, like it would make perfect sense for you to start over and to have like, the marker freshly infect people and they make a brand new cult. The fact that it's a semi-official religion in the Dead Space universe just takes away from the whole impact of thing. It's like, oh, okay, this is already an established thing. We don't even have to worry about it. And then they kind of just create, oh, there's another marker and there's another one. And it's just like, dude, seriously? And Isaac Clarke's dialogue yelling, I can't effing believe this. It does not add. So I felt, there's some people like, oh yeah, Dead Space 2 better than Dead Space 1. No question. No, I hate Dead Space 2. In fact, I was so turned off by Dead Space 2, I still have not yet played Dead Space 3. And I haven't heard really great things about it, so I'm just kind of dreading eventually playing it. But yeah, to me, this game, I was expecting Dead Space to be this brand new trilogy that was on the size of Mass Effect and Assassin's Creed or No More Heroes or something. But wow, after the first one, they just completely dropped the ball, and I wanted nothing to do with it. I've never played a game, or rarely I've played a game where I finished it and I thought, I really wish I could take that experience back. I wish I could unplay that game because it was just terrible. And yeah, just from looking at the game, you wouldn't think that. You'd think, okay, yeah, this is a proper sequel and whatever. It's like, no, not at all, unfortunately. I did like the trailer for this game, I guess. That's something I can say about it. And now that I think about it, I think EA did take over after Dead Space 1. Yeah, maybe that's why things turned to crap. But yeah, if I were to redo this game over, I did like the moments where you were looking at your girlfriend and she was like part of this demonic haunted thing. And I did like those segments where you're in this weird alternate reality, like the Eye of Sauron or whatever has infected everything. And basically you have to fight the spirit of your girlfriend and basically, make it through. I thought those sections were actually pretty nifty and pretty cool. Again, the only thing, if I had to change anything about this game, it would be like, one, Isaac does not talk no matter what. I don't care if they have an in-game reason that he's mute or whatever, but he does not talk. Two, you need a more isolated environment. Maybe, okay, if you're going to do a space colony, fine, but kind of keep it to a very distinct kind of theme. And maybe, I don't know, do something where like, I don't know, not just something where like the marker is like, oh, there's a second one, but maybe like part of the marker or a chunk of the marker was broken off during the battle of the first game and ended up on like a space station. And like, it turns out these things are massive energy resource and being sold on the black market and you have to track them down or something. Like, I think that'd be a much better sequel. And maybe, yeah, okay, Isaac could be haunted by his girlfriend, but not in this really cheesy way. It's kind of like, oh, you could have saved me. And again, she'll like take on the essence of the marker, like in this game. But it's like she becomes the marker in a way. And the whole make us whole thing was, I really like that. Actually, I thought that was cool. I just felt it was a bit like overdone, like make us whole. It's like, yeah, okay, I got it. I got you're going for. Yeah, I don't know. All nuance and subtlety in this game just kind of went out the window, and I just really disliked it a lot. And it leaned more into the quirkiness, the dystopian, like, oh my god, you see how like advanced they were, and then like how like destroyed they were. Oh my god, this is like so scary, dude. Like bro. That's kind of what it is. The whole tone of this game is like, bro, did you see that? That was like freaking scary, dude. Like freaking like whoa. Like if I would had a room temperature IQ, like bro, like seriously, that's like insane, bro. Like it's freaking insane, stupid, and I get to punch these aliens because they're stupid, and I'm gonna punch them in the head. Like yeah, because I'm Isaac Clarke. I'm like a buff super dude. Like it's like going from Silent Hill 2 to like Resident Evil 6 or something. The tone shift is jarring. Anyway, I think I've talked enough about this. I think honestly this kind of puts me in the mood to describe or to discover what Dead Space 3 is like, so I might play that sooner eventually with the whole co-op mode and Carter. And again, that's just another extension of what is wrong with Dead Space and the direction they went in. Is the friggin' Mega 64 parody was like, hey, you know, it's scarier because you have another person with you and you don't know what they're up to, and hey, more flashlights. That's spooky, right? Just everything about this series they just did wrong after the first game. The first game is a masterpiece, but if the second game gets remastered, I'm definitely not going to check it out because I just don't know. I know they will not do a good job with it. Anyway, guys, that's it for me ranting about Dead Space 2. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.